Cyberpunk 2077 is an RPG game where you, as the player, sometimes need to make some decisions. While most of the time those decisions are nothing more than a different dialogue for the NPCs, sometimes they can have a long-lasting or even permanent effects in the game's world. Hi everyone, it's Bleezy here, and today we are going to look at 5 of the worst decisions you can make in Cyberpunk 2077. Let me clarify first, this list is not made in any particular order. I just picked 5 and threw them together on a random list. So without any further ado, let's get started. During the quest I Don't Wanna Hear It, including everyone's favorite fake Japanese idol group Uscracks and our rockstar friend Kerry Eurodyne, our mission is, after stealing 2 tickets, to get in building, infiltrate into Uscrack's dressing room without getting noticed, and make them cancel their upcoming concert where they cover one of Kerry's songs without him knowing it. We catch them right when they are practicing their Japanese accent, and our boy doesn't play around. He immediately pulls out the 9 and gets to the point. During the altercation, you can choose to back up Kerry and play bad cop by simply choosing the bottom options for your dialogues. At the end, you force them to cancel the show and not use Kerry's song. After taking their word for it, we leave the building. While this is technically what we wanted and it's a good ending, it's not even a fraction of what you can get from this quest, while you also lose a whole incredible side quest later on. But anyway, on the follow-up quest Off the Leash, Kerry invites you to Dark Matter, a highly expensive club that wealthy elites and celebrities of Night City resort for their different usages. We meet Kerry in the empty club he reserved for himself. We also meet the only guest, Mr. Spectre, one of Kerry's old friends. He even gives us a friend and family discount in his melee weapon shop. After that, Kerry takes us to upstairs where he shares his favorite view in Night City. We talk about life, past regrets, future, and then the night ends. But if we let Uscracks explain themselves, we find out they are actually a really big fan of Kerry. And they think Kerry already knows they covered in his song. It is the big corpo that's screwing everyone over. And at the end, Uscracks decide to cancel their show themselves, out of the respect they have for Kerry. We take some photos for them and then leave the building. While Kerry, who was hating them to his core a minute ago, stays behind to talk about music and business with the girls. And during Off the Leash, this time we walk into a club filled with fans and press. In the middle of Kerry and Uscracks performing their collaborative work. Night and day difference with other version of the quest. And during the after show interview, Kerry even drops this piece of gem.
Kerry, over here! Here!
Thank you!
You're breathtaking, Kerry!
You're breathtaking!
Rest of the quest plays pretty much the same. This time, however, I think we can say this is a good ending, while also securing ourselves a really good side quest to play later. Betraying Panam during the quest with a little help from my friends might be the dumbest and most pointless decision you can make in the game. During the quest, we catch Panam in the middle of a heated argument she is having with Sol, the leader of Aldecadros. Sol wants the tribe to be some agriculture farmers for Corpo. But Panam has a plan to steal a vintage tank from Militech convoy, so they can use it to defend themselves, and get the tribe back to their glorious days. Sol eventually shuts down the conversation, but unfortunately for him, Panam is not some run-of-the-mill 1800s Victorian peasant woman who does whatever she is told and has no ideas, opinions, or personality for herself. Red Pill Dudes likes them so much, but that's not the Panam we all know and love. So, she still plans to steal the tank with the help of a couple of trustable friends, including us. Now at this point of the game, if you just follow the yellow dots, everything will eventually just work. You will finish the quest with success. You will get the really cool follow-up quest, Queen of Highway. You can have an interesting romance sequence with Panam. And you're also gonna get yourself a whole entire ending to the game. But the explorists, if that's even a word, among us will find out that you can actually walk back the Sol, which will start a little conversation where you can snitch on Panam. After this, you won't be able to play the rest of the quest, but just the objectives are going to change. And a while later, you will get this little phone call.
Fuck, V! How could you?
Hey, glad you called.
Do you seriously not know? Or did you pull some other shit thing besides ratting me out to Sol?
How'd Saul react?
He humiliated me in front of the clan. He made me look like an idiot! Cassidy, Mitch, Carol, we're all lepers. No one will talk to us. Are you pleased?
Did it for your own good, Panam.
Oh, bullshit, V. You know what? I can't believe how much of a hypocrite you are. And here I thought, fuck, to be so stupid.
Look, maybe I can...
No, you cannot. Not anything more. I never want to see you again.
If we had the dialogue option to say something like, babe, just chill, I'm pretty sure she would have calmed down, but unfortunately we don't have it here. So basically, you fucked up your chance with Panam. And after this, Saul gives you a car for being a rat. You know, you gotta feed your rat or else they won't be ratting, right? And it's a really cool car with a unique paint, but why bother buying it just down the road while you can easily get one by simply destroying your relationship with one of the best characters in the game and losing a bunch of content to play, right? But it doesn't end here. After this, Aldecaldos will take all their stuff and change the location of the camp. Except all these kids. I mean, I guess they can always make more. But since you completely destroyed your chance with Panam, you definitely won't be the one contributing to that cause with her. So if you ever woke up to Saul by accident, just choose the option rather not interfere and you should be fine. A quest where making the right decision can lead into one of the best side quests in the game is called Sinnerman. We'll get a job to kill someone from Wakako Okada. After meeting Bill Jablonski, we find out his wife was murdered by Jashua Stephenson. And among his other murders and crimes, he was on death row, but some high-ups was able to bail him out. And Bill wants to get his wife's revenge during Joshua's transportation. And he even wants to be the one delivering the lead with our protection. In the following chase sequence, there's going to be a bunch of scripted traffic events that will try to slow you down. But don't worry, you will eventually catch up to them, unless you try not to, which I will get to later. After a while, you will catch up to them in an underpass. While approaching the police car with Bill, Officer Vasquez will warn him multiple times. But Bill won't listen and gets very anticlimactically one-tapped. If you get in fight too, you gotta be careful, because Officer Vasquez is a very tanky blood sponge that would put Division into shame, with cheats and two-shotting capabilities. If you can somehow beat him and kill Joshua, the quest will end and you will get your little pay from Okada. Which makes you question, was doing all that for a guy we just met who is no longer alive worth it? So to get the better ending to this quest, you actually have to fail. During the car chase, if you just stop, Bill will eventually drop you and go off very angry, saying neither of us or Wakako will get any payment from him. We are just saved his life, and though he is not the one doing it, Joshua eventually going to die, and Bill is going to continue living in a world where his wife's murderer is no longer exists. But he doesn't know all that. Still, sometimes you gotta do good from your heart without expecting anything in return, right? But you can actually get a really good quest line after letting poor Bill die by himself there. After Vasquez shoots him, if you don't attack, you will have the option to go with Joshua and stay with him for the day. During which we find out Joshua regrets the bad things he did in his past and now in a redemption arc. And he wants to go big with the finale where he crucifies himself for his sins. And Rachel wants to make a brain dance from his death. So the company she works for bailed him out of electric chair in exchange for that. When you finish the quest, you can also see advertisements for this brain dance called The Passion. There is also a TV interview with Rachel being questioned about the event. So the entire thing feels very real. And as a bonus point, Johnny seems to be very enthusiastic about the whole quest as well. I won't get into details here, but this is such a good quest that you would make a huge mistake if you don't play it. Compared to others in the list, a seemingly minor side quest, where you can end up causing the death and most disturbing ending for two of your friends and members of the most popular idol group in Night City, is called Every Breath You Take. If you go with the friendly approach during I Don't Wanna Hear It, sometime later Blue Moon will call you. She has a stalker problem and she's receiving death threats mailed directly to her personal home address. After meeting at Kabik roundabout, she shares her plan. She will walk around looking alone and vulnerable in hopes of luring the stalker to her, and while Red Menace will also be providing additional eyes from a vantage point, she trusts you to protect her in case the plan works. And she asks to not kill the stalker if possible, since that wouldn't be so good for Uskrak's PR. Shortly after she walks out, she gives the signal and you start following. Be careful not to get too close to her for too long, or else Blue will call the mission quits. And in a couple days you will receive a message from Red Menace saying she is killed by her stalker. While she is walking around, however, nothing really out of ordinary happens. She gets catcalled by some old weirdo sitting outside, probably some Turkish old man. Some wannabe gang kid notices her, even in disguise, seems to be a fan. But his friend comments her being too fat to be Blue Moon, which angers her a little bit. Then another fan of her, who dressed up as a teenager but looks like in her 40s, approaches her for a selfie. She calls herself Green Cloud, and even Blue likes her a bit. And then she comes across a crackhead in the middle of living his American dream. After all that, just when she gives up on the plan, the fan from earlier blocks her path with a gun. You have to be really quick to shoot her first to save Blue Moon. But she won't be dead yet, so after this you can either go with the choice Blue Moon and the game wants you to make, which let the police handle the matter, or you can go for the good old double tap. But you don't have to play the whole quest to save her. If you go back to the start, you can see Green Cloud right there, watching. Stalking, if you will. You can actually just go grab her at any point of the quest, then take her down. Or after the selfie, she walks right into a gun store. If you follow her, you can see she is complaining about there not being any explosive rounds. You can question her about what she's doing there. She will panic and try to run away, and you can just take her down. After that, all you have to do is search up her body, where you will find her stalker notes. Then you will have the exact same dialogues with Blue Moon about what to do with her. Regardless if you let the police handle the issue or deal with it permanently yourself, as of right now there's not any difference in outcome. But Phantom Liberty is just around the corner, so maybe they add some things with future updates, but right now just choose whatever you like. You will then tell Blue Moon to go get a drink and calm down. She will walk to a nearby bar, but if you save her at the bridge, she will just disappear into thin air and teleport into the same bar. You can strike a small conversation where she will share her admiration of you for saving her. In the following days you will flirt with her through text, but it also won't lead into anything as of right now. As you can see, you will have a lot of opportunities to save and protect the only waifu material of the game. But if you fail or choose to let her die while she is screaming your name for help, moments after that, Red Menace will appear at the scene, extremely angry at you for failing your job. You can choose to say sorry and leave her alone mourning, or you can get cocky at her, which then leads into an altercation where you'll have to kill her too. At the end, two of your friends will die basically in your hands because of you. When you go for this ending, weirdly there is no consequences. There is no news saying members of the most popular idol group is dead. Purple Force or Carrie won't say anything to you. No men in black sent by the corpo to deal with you for killing their talent. At first glance, you might think developers just forgot about this outcome, but reality is actually way too dark and grim than this. The company that Uskrax works for just replaces them with the clones they made, and no one realizes a thing. And then you will have to live the rest of your life with the regret and knowledge of this. Very early on in the game, during the quest called The Pickup, a gang called Maelstrom steals a really high-tech, state-of-the-art military robot from Militech Convoy. Dexter Deshawn, a very well-known and strong fixer in Night City, buys the robot from the gang, but due to some management change, the new leader refuses to honor the old leader's deal, and you are employed by Dex to go get his robot. Before going into the gang's hideout, you will have an option to call Militech agent Meredith Stout. At that point of the game, Meredith Stout is someone we don't really know anything about, so you can just skip it and go right into the mission. While doing the negotiations, you have two options. Gang leader Royce will ask you to pay for the robot again, and if you have the money, you can pay for it, take the robot, and get out without any problem. But that early in the game, you most likely won't have that money, and even if you did, that is the worst possible outcome you can get from this quest. So, you can just kill the boss, fight gang members on your way out, and finish the quest that way. Once you kill the boss Royce, you will also receive a special pistol called Chaos. But this is not all there is to it in this quest. If you call Meredith Stout and question her about the misplaced convoy, she will invite you to a nearby location to talk. But the thing is, the reason how the gang was able to steal that high-tech robot from Militech was because they were working with a mole. And Meredith will assume you also work with the mole to have that information, and they will forcefully, without your consent, interrogate you with some high-tech lie detectors. But they will let you go after finding out you are innocent. And they don't know where the robot is, but you do. You will tell Meredith that all you want is her to let you keep the robot so you can give it to your employer, and in exchange you will lead her to the gang members. She agrees to that and even insists you to pay with their money. You can choose to not take the chip here, but you really should. And even if you choose not to take her money, don't worry, I will come back to it later. So after taking her chip, during the negotiation with the gang, you will now have three options. You can pay them the money they want using Militech chip. But to everyone's surprise, turns out the chip had virus, and the moment gang tried to take the money from it, Militech hacks into their system, and a fight ensues. You make your way out fighting gang members just like before, and the moment you step foot outside, Meredith Stout and Militech is there waiting for you. Your second option is to kill Royce during the negotiations. Overall outcome and ending is gonna be the same, and going either of these two routes is the best choice you can make for this quest. You not only getting the weapon from killing Royce, also Meredith appearing at the end is very important and necessary for Meredith romance later on in the game. And your third option is paying for the robot with your own money. If you do this for whatever reason, when you choose this option, what happens is Meredith spies on you and tracks you after your talk under the bridge and suspects you working with Maelstrom. So she sends her troops to eliminate everyone. This time you fight alongside Maelstrom against Meredith's Militech army. And after the fight, the one waiting for you going to be Anthony Gilchrist this time, the guy she was interrogated for suspecting of being mauled earlier. After Meredith's failure, he takes over the operation and lets us go for unintentionally saving his life by making Meredith fail. So at the end, not only you don't get the Chaos pistol, you also waste your money and lose your chance to get some MILF soldier cheeks. But if you go a little bit back while we're talking with Meredith, if you don't accept the chip during the negotiation, you will have three options. You can attack Maelstrom during the negotiations, which you then have to fight your way out of the hideout. You can pay with your own money, which then you will have to fight Militech. Both of these two options are the worst possible endings you can get out of this quest. Or you can kill Royce during the negotiations, which then actually leads into the good ending where Meredith appears. So even if you forget to accept the chip from her, you can still save this quest at this point. I found this little flowchart that can better help you understand all decisions and endings of this quest. There are three endings, and if you get the other two where Meredith does not appear at the end, they don't really lead into anything else later on in the game, so those are objectively bad and wrong decisions. Be sure to make the right choices while playing this quest and cooperate with Meredith. And with that, we're done for this video, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed it. I was really busy, so I started recording for this video August 1st, and just getting the recordings and writing the script took me almost 2 months now. Sorry for that. I actually did the voiceovers and edited the whole video just today, as you could probably tell from the quality of it and my voice from all the sleep deprivation. I actually did the voiceovers and edited the whole video just today, as you could probably tell from the quality of it and my voice right now from all the sleep deprivation and tiredness. There is so many videos to make. Phantom Liberty is less than a week away, and I have to make as much content as I can before and after the update. But that's it for today's video. Again, hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you very soon. But until then, take care everyone. See ya.